Welcome to AppStarters. How to create infinite logo slider in CSS. We have created infinite logo slider using jQuery plugins. Not one, or those sliders are infinite but not continuous. They take breaks. Then we created a slider that was infinite and continuous, but that was also dependent on jQuery. So in this video, we are creating a logo slider that is not dependent on jQuery. It's a CSS based infinite continuous logo slider. So for the HTML, I'll have two divs, logo container and logos. I've got few images that will be inside logos div. This is my HTML structure. Div with class logos container, div with class logos, and then all the images inside this div, logos div. Note that these images are side by side. They do not need to be contained or enclosed inside a separate div. Now for the CSS part, logos container. This is the container div styles. I have used position relative so that I can use pseudo classes for it. I'll come back to it in a minute. We used white space no wrap. This value prevents the text or content inside the element from wrapping to the next line, no matter how long the content is. All the content will stay on a single line and will overflow the container if necessary. That is what we need for the logos div. Then we will have keyframes animation. We named it slide effect. This is the starting state of the animation. This defines the final state of the animation and it moves the element to the left by 100% of its own width. We have defined this animation, but we haven't applied it to any element yet. Now we have applied this animation to the logos div. There. Animation 100 seconds, slide effect, infinite linear. So logo div should be infinite block. We applied slide effect animation on it. The animation will run for 100 seconds per cycle. It will loop infinitely without stopping. The animation will play at a constant speed due to the linear timing function. So now the div is moving. Let me change the animation time so that we can see the actual animation. Now the logos div is moving. But it's not infinite and it's not continuous. It is infinite, but it is not continuous. The loop breaks. First, let's pause the animation on hover. So when the user hovers over the container, this CSS will be applied on logos div. It will freeze the animation in its current position. Once the hover state is removed, the animation will resume from where it was paused. Let's apply some height and margin to images to keep size and space consistent. On hover, the animation is paused. But it's not consistent. The loop breaks. To make the slider continuous, we need a copy of this logos div. Now I have duplicated this div. Now let's see. Now we have two divs with same logos. When first div moves to the left, second logos div follows it. It gives the first logos div enough time to start again before second logos div disappears. It works, and this is the pure CSS solution to create an infinite logos slider. Let's make the animation smoother by changing the time. Let's keep it 50 seconds. This is better. We can further enhance it a little bit more. Here, these pseudo classes and gradients at the left and right side of the slider will make edges of slider smoother. See? This is it for this technique, but we have a problem here. Two divs with same logos is not an ideal situation in real projects. So we can use a little bit of JavaScript to clone the div. So we will remove this second logos div. Before closing body tag, let's apply scripts. This is our script that will clone the logos div. We cloned logos div and appended to the logos div. And already you see the problem here. Like in this scenario, the slider will start without an issue, but wait for it. There is our problem. You see, it's buggy. This code is all over the internet and in other similar tutorials. It's not perfect. We will not use it. But this is not perfect. What we will do, we will check if page is fully loaded, and then we will check if the duplication has already been done by checking if logos div has a custom attribute data-cloned. If not, then clone the logos div and mark the original logos element as cloned to prevent further duplication. Here we set the attribute to the logos div. When the attribute will be set, logos div will not be cloned again. So after that, append the cloned element to the logos div. Now these checks in this script are necessary. It will make the slider perfect. Let's see. See, now this slider is perfect. We did not use jQuery. We used a little bit of JavaScript to clone the logos div, and now it's a smooth, infinite logo slider. We can apply CSS filters on hover as well. Like here, we can use filter grayscale 100%. And for the hover state, we can remove the filter. Working smoothly, right? So yeah, this is no jQuery solution for an infinite continuous slider that can be used anywhere in any project. Okay, I hope it helped. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.